Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every video. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about should asexuals do video dating? What is video dating, in case you didn't know what that means, and what are the pros and cons to video dating. But before we get into that, if you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives 47 Asexual Stories book. Grab a copy of that from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Waterstones. So yes, should you do video dating if you're asexual? Let's discuss. So first of all, what is video dating? So video dating is when you have a date virtually by video. So you might think, well, what's the difference between a video date and just chatting by video like you would do to a friend? The difference is the intention and the questions you would ask. Because if you're doing a video date as opposed to just a normal chat conversation with a friend, oh, hi, Sparky. Lots of love to you. I haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing good. So with video dating, as opposed to just normal chatting with a friend, with a video date, you're specifically going with the intention of possibly having a relationship with this person, right? So video dating is a virtual thing. And if you think about an in-person date, you in-person date because you're interested in getting to know a person with a view to deciding whether or not that person would be a good potential relationship match for you or not. So just like you would do in a physical date where you would meet maybe at a coffee shop, or maybe at have a meal out, or maybe you'd meet maybe you'd meet somewhere in a restaurant or wherever you choose. Usually you'd meet in a public place if you were doing dating, because safety is very important, but instead of doing it in person, you would do it online via video, and usually this would be done something like Facebook Messenger. Lots of people, I think, do video dating by WhatsApp. Any platform that has a video section, such as Skype as well, that type of thing. Zoom it mostly is used more for business than actual, video dates, but you can use whatever platform you want to do dates. Obviously with Zoom, you're limited to 45 minutes usually, most of the time, unless they give you extra time or you upgrade. So my video dates in the past have either been on Skype or they've been via Facebook Messenger. And like I said, it's the intention that's different. So when I'm video chatting with my friends, I'm not going to ask them questions like, I'm not going to ask them relationship questions because I'm not interested in a relationship with them. So when I'm doing a video date, I will ask the person stuff like, are you looking for marriage? Are you looking for kids? Everything that you would need to know about if you were potentially going to get into a relationship with that person. You'd want to know about their hobbies, their interests, but you want to know about the deal breakers. You don't want to be wasting time, right? You want to know the nitty gritty. Thanks for the thumbs up. So you want to be cutting to the chase quickly. Now, what a lot of people make the mistake of doing is they will not cut to the chase quickly. They will think it's too forward or too direct or too soon, and they'll get shy. This is wasting your time, because if you decide to carry on, thanks for the thumbs up, carry on with the conversation, and you find out later that you're definitely incompatible. For example, you don't want kids and the other person does, or vice versa. You have wasted your time on each other when you could have been looking for someone more suitable for you. And you might have got your heart broken in the process, because once you start emotionally connecting with someone, you develop a strong bond with them often if they feel the same way about you, and you can end up loving someone who's really incompatible with you. And it's very heartbreaking. So it's important you ask all the deal breaker questions up front. Like with me personally, I don't want sex or marriage or kids. Those are deal breakers to people. And I need someone in the UK, which is really important. Right, last night I got asked twice by an Indian guy, actually, in India, if I basically wanted to video chat with him. But I knew that he was interested in a relationship with me, because he asked me, are you single? And I said, yes, but I'm asexual. I'm not interested in, you know, I think I said, oh, yes, and I don't like sex. And he said, oh, no problem. Feelings are more important. But clearly I understood that he's just going around on Facebook friending women to try and get a relationship out of them. So I'm not going to go and do that. And anyway, he asked me for a video call, but I knew that was because he's interested in a relationship with me, because he's already expressed he was interested in a relationship with me. He's like, I said, you know, he said, oh, but I'm in India. I said, I need someone in the UK. And then he still asked me a second time after I'd said no, because I was getting ready for sleep anyway, if I could have a video chat with him. And I'm like, no, you know, I told him it's better if he finds someone else because I need someone in the UK for a relationship, you know? So, you know, that is difficult for me in the sense he was Indian and I could have still had a video date. So you could still have a video date with someone who you know is not compatible with you. But the pros to that are you get to have experience of video dating. It might increase your confidence. You get to speak to someone different in the world and learn about maybe a different culture or a different type of person. But the cons are that if you get attached to them very soon, you can have your heart broken, especially if you know it's not suitable. Like the amount of guys that connect with me who want a relationship with me or interested in a relationship with me who I don't even know, who live in abroad is ridiculous. You know, and obviously I do like younger foreign guys. That is my thing, but I don't want one abroad. I want a younger foreign guy in the UK, so British born or been here a long time, you know. So like I said, the danger is you're gonna end up in a scenario where you're either dating them and it's impossible to actually meet them, or you've got a broken heart, right? So if you want experience of dating, even if you know it's not going to go anywhere, then you could do that date. If you just want to have a date, as in some people meet up for a date in person, they just want a date to actually like have some company for that time. Maybe they're a bit lonely, they want a date or just have the dating experience. Maybe, you know, you could do that if you wanted to, right? But bear in mind as well with asexuals, asexuality in particular, a lot of asexuals, the sex repulsed, and you have to understand that you have to make it clear to them that you don't like sex and you're sex repulsed if that is the case. And there's a major reason for this is because some guys, they do video dating, video chatting for potential relationship, and they start showing you their body parts. It is disgusting. It is not something I encourage. It's not something I expect a guy to do. But I once had a guy come on a video because I met him through met him through Facebook dating, and he put the camera on, and he was tons older than he showed in his profile picture. And I think he even had a relationship, I found out, and he was lying in bed and he was like starting to move the bed covers, and I'm thinking, I'm just getting the hell out of this. So obviously I had to stop the call, block him, you know, and it's just so you have to understand that some guys are very sexually driven and they'll be, you know, they can be disgusting and try to show you their body parts and stuff like this and talk about sex and, you know, and they just are going over your boundaries and stuff. So this is a major con for asexuals. But if you are an asexual person looking to date an asexual person, so you're not looking to date a heterosexual or whatever sexual, and you're looking to date another asexual person, especially if they're sex repulsed, there should be none of that nonsense, right? However, I have rather than video dated someone, I have messaged someone who was interested in a relationship with me, asexual, and even they were getting turned on just from me messaging them, saying the way I like to kiss, and was describing what was happening to their anatomy whilst I was doing that. And to me, that's very shocking for another asexual person to be doing that. They said they were asexual. But yes, I think they've since said, I'm not sure if they since said they're grey asexual or just they're not sure if they're asexual or just they're not, but they just not that interested in sex. So, but anyway, it was a very weird experience. And it's like, you know, guys seem to get turned on by me just talking about kissing. But, you know, when it's asexual guys doing that, and I've had more than one asexual guy doing that, it's kind of weird. And that's even in message. So just imagine if you video chatted with that person. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying, like anything, even if you meet someone in person, you need to be aware of your safety. Obviously, if you're video dating, it's the best type of safety because you are not in the same room as a person, or you shouldn't be. You know, you can basically switch the video camera off when you like, block that person when you like. This is huge advantages of video dating because, you know, you can stop speaking to that person. You can block them if you need to. There was one guy I video dated on Facebook dating, and it was very bizarre. He was in the middle of cooking, and then like he wasn't paying me that much attention. He was in the middle of cooking food, and in the conversation he ended up saying, I don't smoke because I can't be with a smoker, but he does smoke stuff through a pipe, you know, which they don't class as smoking because it's not cigarettes. And I'm like, I can't be with a guy like that. And I said to him, I had to say to him during the video, I had to say to him, I just can't be with someone. I think, you know, shouldn't we just end this now? Because there's no point in continuing because I'm looking for a different type of guy. I can't have any smoking whatsoever, you know? And so I had to end the video date. And so it's just bizarre. This situation's just bizarre. Actually, there was two guys. One did the smoking, and there was another guy. I don't know if it's the same guy or two different guys. I think it might have been two different guys. One smoked. He lived in London. And there was another guy who was doing cooking. And he wasn't suitable for me as well. I can't remember if he was doing smoking as well. But yeah, anyway, you get the point, I think. That, you know, it's better if you can to date other asexuals, in my experience. And so, you know, what can be the benefit of dating, you know, video dating is, like I said, it's a lot more safe than meeting up with someone in person. It's a lot more easier to end the conversation if you need to. It's a lot more easier to get away. But it's still difficult sometimes because you might not want to hurt the other person's feelings and stuff like this, you know? Obviously, if it goes really, really well, then you do end up forming a more emotional bond through video than you would if it's just message, usually. Because you can see the person. You've got that image in your mind, and so basically you're able to usually form a deeper emotional connection with video. Obviously, like I said, the danger of this is if you get emotionally attached to someone who's no good for you, who lives in a completely different country, who you're never likely to meet in your life, who has different life goals than you, has different expectations to you, and you end up not being compatible. This can be a really, really big difficulty, you know? And I feel personally that it's easier to love someone more when you're video dating them because there is that more intimacy. You're like in another person's space. Like even when you are, you know, you're on this stream with me, or maybe you're watching the replay, then, you know, this is intimacy, isn't it? I'm showing you my bedroom. We're in my bedroom together. So I'm kind of like intimate with my audience, you know? And so you can imagine that if I've got a guy in front of me who I'm really aesthetically attracted to, really romantically attracted to, then you can imagine that I feel close to him. And, you know, and I can end up feeling really lots of love feelings for him. And that is the difficulty. But I would say, you know, unless the person is going to be suitable for a relationship for you, unless you just want the experience of video dating, it's best not to do it and to decline that. Because you don't want to be getting emotionally attached to someone who's no good for you, who can't give you what you need. So, and like I said, just be very wary if you're dating sexuals. Just make it plain and clear that you're not interested in sex. But even then, they sometimes might not listen, right? But not every sexual guy is bad. Some sexual guys are very, very respectful, like Sparky, for example, who's heterosexual, got an asexual partner. You know, there are heterosexual guys and other sexuals that are respectful, that don't go around doing disgusting stuff like trying to get you to see their anatomy on camera and stuff like this. Not every heterosexual guy is bad. I've had some nice chats with some heterosexual guys before, you know, and it's been an interesting experience. Sometimes I have wanted to video chat for an experience. Because I just thought, wow, you know, and sometimes you do never know. Sometimes there might be a situation where the guy you have video chatted to could maybe move to another country, does have the funds, does have the means to do that, you know? But just bear in mind that a lot of them don't, you know, unless a guy specifically already chosen to come to the UK of his own accord, or whatever country you're in, and they've already got education lined up there, or a job lined up there, or family and friends over there, or sponsorship over there, you know, it's very difficult to end up getting a long-term relationship. But I know a guy who you know, thought he would come over here and have a date with me in person and then go back to his country again, and thought that that was acceptable. I'm like, no, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a relationship, you know, although I'm not actually looking for a show. I'm not going on dating sites. I'm not active, you know, I'm still on the dating sites I was on, but I'm not pursuing a relationship. I'm not looking to date anyone at the moment. But if a guy comes in my inbox, I tell him straight that I'm looking for a relationship with someone in the UK, because I want to make it plain and clear, you know, because obviously if I was having a relationship, it would be with a guy in the UK. I don't want to get involved with any guys abroad anymore. And that's what I would say to you, you know, be very wary of getting involved with anyone abroad unless you're prepared to move yourself to them. So that, you know, for definite one person's going to be with the other person. You know, you need to think it through. People don't think about these things in totality. They just think about them in like micro proportions. And then, you know, they get sad and they get despondent and disheartened, and they get, you know, emotionally upset and in pain. And you don't need that in your life. You need happiness. So I would strongly say to you to think of all the pros and cons first of video dating before you do it. But I do think it's an excellent way of dating and vetting people, if you like, to see if they'd be a potential relationship partner for you. And I'd say do it sooner rather than later. I actually think it's better to do it off the bat, because if I had some video dates with someone, some of the guys earlier on in the communication with them, then I would have been able to find out sooner, a lot quicker, that they weren't compatible for me, rather than going on for months messaging without a video date. You know, the trouble with that is some guys, or people, in my case, guys, because I'm only interested in guys, don't want to do that too soon. They get shy, or they think there's something wrong with it, or weird. But personally, for me, I just think it's so much better, because you can tell if a lot more if a person's suitable for you or not. However, having said that, it's, you know, sometimes a video date's only very short. Sometimes it can be hours, you know, but I prefer to be on a video date with someone for hours. It might be a lot of time, but then I can really, if you know, suss out. I was going to say if it goes okay, because obviously you might find out sooner rather than later in the conversation that there is no point in continuing because you're completely incompatible, especially on deal breakers. But otherwise, I think it's better to spend a few hours time with that person, getting to know them. Then you should get a feeling. You'll get a feeling by the end of it, like, oh, this person really is not suitable for me. It's like I met a guy who was really, really nice, Indian guy, asexual guy, doesn't live in the UK, but he was really nice to talk to, really nice person, but he still keeps in contact with his ex. His ex still really has a hold on him. And he likes to disappear for a week at a time with no contact. And, you know, if he goes away, and he likes to go away a lot, and I just don't want that type of guy for me. You know, it would be no good for me. So, you know, it might be fine for someone else, though, who loves their space, you know what I mean? And who doesn't care if people are still close to their exes and stuff. You know, there's someone who no doubt doesn't mind that, because maybe they're that type of person themselves, but it wouldn't suit me, you know? And so I think, you know, you can tell a lot by video dating. I would encourage you to do it. I think it's a really important part of the dating process in the 21st century. I always think and know, though, that, you know, eventually, if things go well and the video dates go well, it's always better to meet in person as well. You just don't want an online forever relationship. It's just not really going to be healthy to have that for years and years. You know, I know there'll be people who disagree with me, but most people, when you truly love someone, you really want to stroke their hair, to kiss them, to cuddle them, to have them near you, unless you're obviously touch averse. But even then, you might just want the presence of the person. You might just want them in the same room as you without even touching them, just to feel the warmth of their persona in person. I don't think you can beat that, really. I think video dating's the next best thing to it. And definitely, if you're doing a long-distance relationship, you should be doing lots of video dates, because, you know, if you've got a long-distance relationship, you need to keep communication up. personally, if I was in a relationship, which I'm not and don't intend to be in a relationship for the foreseeable future, but if I was, I'd want a video date really with the guy 3 times a week, ideally twice minimum, because I think you have to have that quality in-person time together. Because, you know, things get misconstrued in messages. Sometimes you're rushing from one place to the other. Sometimes you just don't have time to have a proper flowing conversation. And you really need to get stuff ironed out and things like sorted out, you know. And I just think, you know, 2 or 3 times a week is just really good. I personally prefer, if possible, every other day, but it depends what work I've got on, you know, but every other day is quite good. Because for me, it's essential to have in-person communication, not just messaging, and in-person time. I like quality time. It's like one of my love languages. So, you know, so you can video date with someone to potentially get into a relationship with them, or you can video date someone you're already in a relationship with, or already dating, if you know what I mean. So obviously, like I said, you know, you can have better communication, I think, when you incorporate date in a video chat way, whether you're in a relationship or you might get into a relationship, you know. I think video dates are essential. Obviously, some asexuals, they don't want to date, don't want to have a relationship, but you know, for those of you who do, I think it's really important, you know. It might be that you've overlooked someone as well that you know, and you didn't realize that they like you like them, you know. And then you could do a video date with them to see how it would go in that type of setting. I personally am not doing dating at the moment or relationship because it's not right for me anymore at the moment. But, you know, I think it's a good thing. I have done a lot of video dating in the past, particularly when I was on Facebook dating. I seem to be one of the few people that had success with getting a lot of responses. And I had some interesting chats with people, shall we say, but you know, it can get a bit much dating sometimes. You just have to have a break. You have to recalibrate, do other things. I just got so much other stuff that I can do now with my life, and I'm more relaxed and at peace just being by myself. And it's International Celebrate Being Single Day coming up soon, so I'm going to be celebrating being single. I'm going to be going to the aquarium, and yeah, I'm going to be filming some of that for you, and it's going to be awesome. So anyway, there's a lot to be said for being single. I think it's really good. I think sometimes you really need to be on your own and be single. And it's good for, you know, good for your self-esteem and morale, and good for, you know, just taking care of yourself. Sometimes you need time out to look after you. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you for now. I hope you liked this video of the pros and cons of video dating, and should you do it or not. If you've got any comments, queries or questions, please post them down below. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that great big bell icon so you get notified every time I go live like now, post a new video. Lots of love to you, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Thank you, Sparky, for being here. Bye.